And we welcome you to the USSSA Elite World Series tonight. It's a huge battle. 2 more big contests for you on USSSAlive.com. As we got the 12U first between the Palm Beach Gamblers and Genesis Baseball here. The Gamblers are going to be the visitors in tonight's contest, while Genesis Baseball is the home team. Absolutely spectacular night for baseball here at Champion Stadium. Lineup today for the Palm Beach Gamblers: Chris Diaz, Jonathan Gonzalez, and Matty Davis, the first 3 in the lineup tonight. Ryan Kainzos is the pitcher tonight. And we are underway with baseball here from Champion Stadium. 1-1. Another called strike as Ryan Kainzos finding the zone here. Strikes as the Gamblers just getting started with Chris Diaz. And there's a called strike 3, a nice little pitch on the outside corner. And Diaz gets the strikeout as he is retired for the first out of the contest as Ryan Kainzos gets the out. That was a nice little pitch there for the starting pitcher, Ryan Kainzos. And this ball is absolutely crushed by Gonzalez, but it's caught out in right field by Andrew Caramente. A hard hit ball out to right field. And so there's 2 away, and now that'll bring up Matty Davis, who's going to be the center fielder tonight. Way off on that first pitch. Fooled again. Matty, nicknamed Matty, of course. Full name Matthew Davis, put it on the lineup card tonight. Named Matty, but he's behind 0-2, and now he's down on strikes. And a quick 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Kainzos, who gets out of the first inning without really any big trouble. It's going to be Genesis Baseball coming to the plate for the first time when we come back to the USSSA Elite World Series.
first challenger.
Uh-oh. Seems kind of heavy, don't you think?
We might need to cut this up.
The zero's pretty light. I don't know. Maybe the other side?
That should even out.
That should make it right.
Yeah, Adi zero, 1-0.
Next competitor.
Time to get the cutting on this one too. Still no comparison.
No way the coaches let me on the field with this.
Might be in the dugout with it.
We can go one more.
Ooh. Get a couple curls in.
You about to get big out here.
Big but fast though.
Adi
zero. You can cut something off for that.
We're gonna cut the tongue and everything. No comparison.
Still rock bottom.
That just happened.
Lighter the cleat, faster the game. It's no competition. I'm out of here. Enough said.
Welcome back to the USSSA Elite World Series. Fort Lauderdale Genesis baseball coming to the plate after a nice first inning for Ryan Kainzos, who pitched a 1-2-3 inning, including getting 2 strikeouts, and now his team will go to work against Chris Diaz, who is the starting pitcher tonight. As a look at the Fort Lauderdale lineup, Blake Brookins, Suarez Espinal, Hernandez, Kainzos, the pitcher, will bat 5th. George Alexander is the extra hitter. Peter Sosa at catcher. Frank Pena, he's at second base. Diaz over at first, and Andrew Caramonte rounds out the lineup hitting tonight in the 10-hole for this Fort Lauderdale team. Chris Diaz, starting pitcher. He's well ahead in the count of the center fielder. One-two pitch foul, back it away. Into the seats, fouled away again. That's our first hit of the contest. Blake Brookins into center with a base hit. Is a runner going, throw down to second, he's safe. A stolen base for Blake Brookskins, the center fielder. And we have Fabian Suarez, a left fielder at the plate, trying to give Genesis baseball their first hit of the night.
Hey, open. Shoot him, Jose. Hold. I got you, hold.
Out to talk to the pitcher, Chris Diaz. Defense for the Palm Beach Gamblers. Out in left field, Jonathan Gonzalez. Matty Davis is in center field today. Alan Hernandez is out in right field for the Gamblers. The infielders, it's Mule over at third. Joe Tomato at shortstop. Second baseman, Frankie Ciparini. Freddie Bermudez over at first base. And it's Jose Moro behind home plate. Diaz well ahead in the count with nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Shore is trying to come up with a big hit. But he's down on strikes. Chris Diaz comes through with a big pitch. Diaz gets the strikeout. And that's the first out here. And now Eden Espinal at the plate. This ball hit well to right field. It's going to get down. Blake Brookskins is going to come in to score. Eden Espinal with a single here in the first produces the game's first run for the Genesis, and they lead it 1-0. A big first hit here in the bottom of the first inning. And already early on, we're going to have a pitching change. A call to the outfield. Quick day for Chris Diaz. Looks like Gonzalez is going to come in from center field and pitch. Got a new pitcher in the contest. We'll tell you about him when we come back to the 12U Elite World Series here at Champion Stadium.
Everyone wants more focus. Everyone wants to play better. Using ADD medications as a sports enhancer is illegal and dangerous. Now, there's a clinically proven product that's all natural and available through UTRIP Focus program. UTRIP members get 20% off when you buy online, and GoBean donates 15% of the purchase to your team. The person that buys and sells the most GoBean wins $5,000, and the team that purchases the most GoBean wins $5,000. Bring your game to the next level with GoBean Focus. It works.
Vamos arriba. Vamos, se para nada más y no da las manos. Concéntrate nada más con las manos. Está bien ahí, está bien.
All right, Gonzalez is in to pitch. A runner is already in here for Genesis baseball in the bottom of the first inning. Just getting underway here at the USSSA Elite World Series.
Deme la bola en el piso.
Glad you're with us wherever you are watching around the country.
Voy. Hey. Vámonos atrás. Vamos.
Here's Gonzalez, the bomber, they call him. Favorite player, Alex Rodriguez. Swings and misses. One and two. Checking the runner back to first. Oscar Hernandez trying to come up with a big hit here. One, two, foul back, runner going.
Thank you. Vamos, papi, confía en tu mano. Vamos, vamos, la mano aquí en el dugout. ¿Viste que tú llegas? Oye, te va o no te vayas, el mismo link, grande. Vamos, la mano aquí dice la bola, vamos.
1 and 2. Two. Missed outside. Getting ready for the payoff pitch. Genesis already leading 1-0. Runner going, throw down to second. Doesn't matter because it was ball 4. A base on balls.
Está bien, Elian, está bien. Ponga, guachao allá.
Ryan Cainzos, the pitcher who pitched a brilliant 1-2-3 inning. It's 2-1. Runner's going again. And this pitch is going to get away. They're sending the runner home. The throw can't connect. Another run comes in to score. Some good base running there. As Genesis now has 2 runs here in the first inning. One big hit and another pass ball is going to score yet another run. The pitcher Ryan Kansas can only smile now at this point. What a start for Genesis, and Kansas drawing a base on balls. Jonathan Gonzalez came into the game out of center, but he hasn't been the answer. We'll see if we're going to see yet another pitching change here in this 12U championship. All right, so Kansas getting aboard. Now this is George Alexander, the extra hitter. Another ball that gets away. Been kind of a nightmare day pass ball wise. Finally, there's a called strike. Good news for Genesis. It's still very early on. We're just in the first inning. Pitch fouled away, 1-2.
Hey, okay, only one, Frankie. Solo cuenta uno. Hey, one more to go through, okay?
And a base hit back up the middle for George Alexander, the extra hitter. It's a 4-run first inning for Genesis. And looks like we got another pitching change upcoming. Gonzalez leaving the game. A new pitcher coming in. We'll tell you about him when we come back.
Next.
Expect
Expected wait time, 55 minutes. Your call is important to us. Thank you for your patience.
In the nation, we know how it feels when you aren't treated like a priority. We do things differently.
We'll take care of it.
We put members first.
Thank you.
Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Back here at Champion Stadium, ESPN Wide World of Sports. Third pitcher of this first inning for Genesis Baseball. It started with Ryan Kainzos, then they went to their outfielder. And now into pitch number 24, Alan Hernandez taking the place of Jonathan Gonzalez. So we'll see if Hernandez can find a way to get out of this first inning rut. There's a ground ball on the infield, double pumped over to first. They are going to make the play and get the out for Peter Sosa. No, they're going to say he's safe. That's a tough break. So they're on the corners. And at the plate now, Frankie Cipriani. Ooh. And Frankie hit by a pitch. He's going to take first the hard way. Bases loaded, one away, and four already in for Genesis Baseball. We've got Zay Diaz at the plate. Some challenges today for Jose Marrero. 2 balls, 1 strike. Up and in. It's 2-2 now. It's a big pitch here. Bases are loaded for Artie in, and here's the payoff pitch to Diaz. Got him swinging. A big swing and a miss. Hernandez records the second out here in the first inning. Now that brings in Andrew Caramonte. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Gamblers might have found their rhythm with their new pitcher. Hernandez into the game. 0-2 pitch. Outside corner, called strike 3. And the call to the pen worked. Genesis leaves them loaded up, but after 1, they've got a 4-0 advantage.
We are the game changers, the soldiers.
We are one and we are many.
We fight together for one common goal.
But how we fight?
Well, that couldn't be any more different.
We each have our own skills
and our own needs.
Which is why we choose these as our weapons.
A collection of the hottest tools to give us the power we strive for.
These are the game changers.
For the game changers.
We are one.
We are many.
We are DeMarini Nation.
Power to the players.
Back here getting ready for the second inning. Genesis leading 4-0. And we will see how the Palm Beach Garden Gamblers respond. Trailing for the first time. They had an opportunity in the first inning, but it was a big first inning pitch by Ryan Kingzos, the pitcher, who walked away with a couple of really big pitches. There's a hot shot right to second. And the play made for the first out. They retire the Gamblers' mule, their third baseman. And here comes Alan Hernandez, who's really intriguing because he came in and pitched extremely well. This is Mule. Freddie Benitez retired for the first out. This ball absolutely crushed and gone. That'll help out the Gamblers. A home run here in the second inning. This ball absolutely crushed off the bat of Mule, their third baseman. A big hit there. So it's 4-1. Now here is Alan Hernandez, who came in. They call him the Big Hurt, but he goes down looking. And Kansas has yet another strikeout here in the contest. Juan Cruz, the extra hitter. Another strikeout. And the side is retired. Couple of big pitches early on here for Kansas, but one big hit by Nadier Moule. And it's 4-1 headed to the bottom of the second inning.
First started swinging Marucci bats when I was in AAA. I needed some bats to swing, and I heard about Marucci at the time, so I gave it a shot. I mean, just the difference in the bats were amazing. You know, it felt so good in my hand, it felt like an instrument almost. My name is Andrew McCutcheon, and I swing Marucci. Check out Big League tested and approved Marucci products now. First started swinging Marucci bats when I was in AAA. I needed some bats to swing, and I heard about Marucci at the time, so I gave it a shot. I mean, just the difference in the bats were amazing. You know, it felt so good in my hand, it felt like an instrument almost. My name is Andrew McCutcheon, and I swing Marucci. Check out Big League tested and approved Marucci products now.
Back here for the bottom of the second inning between the Palm Beach Garden Gamblers and Genesis Baseball. 4-1 is our score here at the USSSA Elite World Series. Bernie Gunther, so glad you decided to join us for a little baseball tonight. Important spot here for Hernandez to continue on the track that he was on. Sent some really big pitches so far in the contest. Coming in with the bases loaded, able to get some big outs. And he gets a little check swing action there. And since Hernandez has come into the ball game, he's done nothing but some pretty big things. And so there's one away. There's a base hit out to right field. And Suarez getting aboard here. So Suarez, a one-out single. Eden Espinal now. And Espinal, base hit. No, it's stolen away. A brilliant diving catch made by the shortstop, Joe Tomatolo. Joe knows how to steal one away. A spectacular catch. Watch him leap out to make this grab. Absolutely brilliant. Pitch foul back. Joe knows baseball, making a big play there. Gamblers at the plate. Number 72. Oscar Hernandez. Hernandez takes a pitch high. And a meeting of the minds. Hernandez making sure he's on the same page with his catcher here. One and two. One-two pitch from Hernandez. There's a runner going. The throw down to second base. And it'll go as a steal. Genesis baseball pushing the envelope. Suarez on his way in, and he sees easily able to dive in time.
Hey, 2. We're down. Hey, okay. Go, you go. Vamos.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Suarez on second base. Trying to come through with another big hit. Grounded to Joe. He comes home. The throw is a bullet, and Joe makes 2 spectacular defensive plays at shortstop. Wow. Unbelievable. First, a diving catch, and then he comes up with a big throw at home to catch Suarez and get out of the first, the jam here in the second inning. 2 big plays for the shortstop. And it's 2-0 in favor of Genesis Baseball. But the Gamblers, their shortstop today, putting on a defensive clinic. Look at this bullet to home as they get the final out of the second inning.
First started swinging Marucci bats when I was in AAA. I needed some bats to swing, and I heard about Marucci at the time, so I gave it a shot. I mean, just the difference in the bats were amazing. You know, it felt so good in my hand, it felt like an instrument almost. My name is Andrew McCutcheon, and I swing Marucci. Check out Big League tested and approved Marucci products now.
And we are back at the USSSA Elite World Series. Genesis with a 4-1 lead here in the third inning. Gamblers at the plate. There's Joe. Joe Tomonto made some spectacular plays. Over at shortstop. One and two. And this ball cranked, but it's going to turn and hook foul. Racing into the corner. Got him. A called strike three. That's another big strikeout for Ryan Kenzos. Kenzos has come up huge today in this championship game. We've seen him pitch out of so many big moments. Chopper on the ground, and the shortstop cannot make the play. It'll go as a base hit. Gamblers getting one aboard with Frankie Ciparini over at the bag at first. And a balk is called, and so Ciparini on his way over to second.
Put it out of here, kid. Come on, no, go, man.
0-2.
Don't chase, kid, don't chase.
And line but foul. And Ryan Keynes has come up with another big pitch here. In the dirt, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Thompson coming in to hit. Trying to come up with that big swing. Got him swinging. Keynes again with yet another strikeout. Gets him to whip on the outside corner of the plate, and Keynes is coming through big once again. Little tip of the cap. After he gets a strikeout, round number 2, the Gamblers getting out of this big opportunity. There's a look. So now back to the top of the lineup for Chris Diaz, who was the starting pitcher in the contest. Called strike 3. Keynes on fire today. Gamblers threatened again in the third, but Keynes is there to shut down any threat. His teammates fired up as Genesis carrying a 4-1 advantage into the bottom of the third in the Elite World Series.
Challenger.
Uh-oh. Seems kind of heavy, don't you think?
We might need to cut this up.
Out of 0, pretty light. I don't know. Maybe the other side?
That should even out.
That make it right.
Yeah, out of 0, 1-0.
Next competitor.
Time to get the cutting on this one, too. Still no comparison.
No way the coaches let me on the field with this.
Might be in the dugout with it.
We can go one more.
Ooh. Get a couple curls in.
You about to get big out here.
Big but fast though. Out of 0. You can cut something off for that.
We're gonna cut the tongue and everything. No comparison.
Still rock bottom.
That just happened.
Lighter the cleat, faster the game. It's no competition. I'm out of here. Enough said.
Back here at the USSSA Elite World Series, Genesis Baseball has scored 4 in the first inning. Coming back to the plate now. What a day for Ryan Kansas. He's at the plate right now, but we've seen him with so many spectacular big moments pitching. He walked in the first, scored a run. Seven strikeouts in this championship game. Trying to avoid a strikeout here. Fouled away. It remains 2-2. Two-two pitch. Here's the payoff pitch. The 3-2 put on the ground, but bobbled by the second baseman. The Gamblers, Frankie Ciparini can't make the play, and Genesis Baseball is going to take advantage of it as Ryan Kansas is on board once again. And a courtesy runner, of course, for the pitchers and the catchers.
Hey, use the whole field, baby. Come on.
Pitch miss outside. Big spot for Genesis, already up by 3 here in the bottom of the third inning. Trying to see if they can come through with George Alexander, their extra hitter, trying to get another big hit. Runner going 2-1. Throw down, not in time, and a stolen base. Nice little play there for Nazir Mool. As I should say, Devin Moran. And the pitch is going to get away. Moran's going to go to third. Thought about coming home. It's been one of the big problems today, it seems like. Another meeting of the minds. Trying to talk it over, trying to think this through. Alan Hernandez has done very well in relief. So two on scoring position. Pitch goes away, and a run comes in to score. Two and one. There's the pitch, swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Got him. Big pitch, foul tipped right into the glove. And we see yet another strikeout. Pitch popped up, called for and caught by the second baseman. Zaya Diaz now. One and two with 2 away. Can Hernandez come up with a big pitch? Two and two. Got him. And that'll retire the side. Another big pitch. Another big moment. 5-1 though, Genesis in the lead headed to the 4th.
Everyone wants more focus. Everyone wants to play better. Using ADD medications as a sports enhancer is illegal and dangerous. Now, there's a clinically proven product that's all natural and available through UTRIP Focus program. UTRIP members get 20% off when you buy online, and GoBean donates 15% of the purchase to your team. The person that buys and sells the most GoBean wins $5,000, and the team that purchases the most GoBean wins $5,000. Bring your game to the next level with GoBean Focus. It works.
Back here at Champion Stadium, getting started with the 4th inning. Genesis baseball leading 5-1. Kansas 7 Ks here in this championship game. He's had an incredible performance. Trying to get another as Gonzalez comes to the plate here to begin the inning. Fly out earlier in the contest. And Gonzalez awaits the full count pitch. Another strikeout for Kansas. Get a strikeout there. And that brings up our second hitter in the 4th inning for the Gamblers, number 15, Matty Davis. Umpire hit for a moment. Not a good sign there at all. Coaching staff, the pitchers all out to take a look. This one in the dirt. It looks almost like it got right off of his knee or his shin on his right foot. And you can certainly tell that he's shaken up. So he'll walk it off. Appears to be okay. Ready now with the 2-2. Put into play, a base hit down the line. And so Matty Davis is aboard here. Gamblers still searching. Another base hit. Davis and Freddie Bernavides both getting aboard. Matty Davis over to third, and look at this. Mule coming to the plate. He had the home run earlier in the contest. Thinking about trying to maybe come up with another big swing. A meeting of the minds. This is a big spot because earlier in the contest, Mule was at the plate and he provided a huge spark in the contest. This is what he did earlier, leaving the yard for a solo shot. That's the only run scored in the contest so far for the Gamblers. He's 1 for 1. Trying to have a chance to push through maybe the second run of the contest. Swing and a miss. He's behind 0-2. Keynes was trying to get him this time, however. Put on the ground, knocked down. I thought at first it could have been 2 and said Mule was going to drive home the second run of the contest for the Gamblers. It's 5-2. Davis comes in to score. Another big hit for Mule. In Palm Beach Gardens, they're not done yet. This is Alan Hernandez, who's coming to the game and done some big things pitching wise. Can he come through here in the fourth and drive home the third run? That would really make things interesting. Grounded foul. Keynes ahead 0-2. Trying to get another strikeout. Keynes ready with the 0-2 pitch. Outside, missed. A dangerous hitter in the lineup. Keynes gets a K, and there's 2 away. Big pitch. 9 strikeouts today for Ryan Keynes. Here's a look. Keynes, tip of the hat. He knew he got another good one. Pitches, 40 of them have been for strikes, and he's going to get another out here as he gets out of a jam. Keynes allows another, but he's inching closer to Genesis getting a big win as he moves to the bottom of the 4th inning with a 5-2 advantage.
Next.
Expected wait time, 55 minutes. Your call is important to us. Thank you for your patience.
In the nation, we know how it feels when you aren't treated like a priority. We do things differently.
We'll take care of it.
We put members first.
Thank you.
Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Welcome back to the USSSA Elite World Series 12U Championship game. Bernie Gunther and the Vice President of National Events, Matt Trebuchet, with you. What a championship game this has been. I love the 8-year-old championship, and I know you enjoy it as well. And just to see
always my favorite.
The excitement we saw last night with the Chino Hills Thunder.
It's always a great time to watch the 8-year-olds. You know, I'm always amazed at the level they play at. If you didn't know any better, you'd swear they were 9 or 10 years old the way they play that game. And actually, it was a great ball game until the 6th inning. Chino really blew it open there in the top of the 6th, and I believe if I'm not mistaken, I believe they played it about 6 or 7 runs there in the top of the 6th, kind of make it out of reach for Wilson MVP. Wilson MVP was going for their 3rd straight 8-year-old Elite World Series championship, and Chino just got the best of them last night. But we got one here. I know we're Genesis up 5-2 here, Bern, but we got a lot of baseball to play. I've watched this Gamblers team play all week. I've watched this Genesis team play all week, and I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of good baseball left in this game.
Well, you wonder what would happen if Hernandez had gotten to the game a little bit earlier, because that seems like that's been the key. As we welcome you to our broadcast booth, Matt Trebuchet, Bernie Gunther, glad you're with us. Enjoying the action here. Our crew back in Beer doing a spectacular job producing the game.
Yeah, I still don't quite understand that one. And one day, Bernie, you're going to have to explain that to me, how the cameras and you and I can be here, but all the production equipment's 45 miles away in another city. I just don't understand that.
The magic of TV.
Is that what it is?
5-2 here. What have you thought about the way that Hernandez has come in? You know, you wonder if he got in a little bit earlier, how this game might have been a little bit different. Obviously, pitching rules are in place, so you're trying to balance. Even if you think that he's your ace, maybe you're thinking that he needs to be later in the game, depending on how many moments he has left, how many pitches he has left in this championship.
Well, the one thing you've got to keep in mind here, Bernie, is the Gamblers have had to play an extra game, because they got beat yesterday. I believe the Yalabusha Giants snuck in their back door there and took one from them in the quarterfinals. So they had to turn around and play Yalabusha again. So they've got one extra game under their belts, which means they've got 6 additional innings of pitching that they had to throw. Off the top of my head, I don't know how many pitches that Hernandez has left, but obviously he is their number 1. So he would have started if he had a full game full game to go. So I think probably the game plan was hey, let's see if we can get through 1 or 2 innings with these other guys, and as we all know, that didn't quite work out the way the Gamblers had wished that it would.
It's going to be a walk issued here for Genesis Baseball. Yeah, they scored 4 of their 5 runs in that first inning, where they just kind of got off to this challenge of a time. It seemed like just pitching and catching, which, you know, no matter where you go around the country in USSSA baseball, you don't expect to see that, because even at the 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, you're not going to see a lot of pass balls in USSSA baseball, because these guys are so talented. But that was kind of the issue early on, as we see Nathaniel Kennedy draw the walk. Now this is Blake Brookskins at the top of the lineup here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, the Gamblers did look a little off kilter there to start the ball game. You know, that could be championship game jitters. It's hard to say. I'm not saying that these kids haven't been in big games before, but they are playing for their first Elite World Series championship. So, you know, that game makes this game a little bit bigger than most big games.
Hernandez is ahead 0-2. Trying to get the strikeout. We talked about that. Obviously, this game is in the realm of all these youngsters throughout the year, but really just getting here is the goal for so many of these teams, just to qualify for the Elite World Series.
Yeah, one of the amazing things about the Elite World Series is, and actually we talked about this in the opening ceremonies back last Sunday, a week ago tomorrow, when this tournament started. We talked about that what you really have to realize is there are roughly 75,000 teams, USSSA teams, that are sitting at home this week. And you just got about 180, 190 that actually made it to this show. So I guess that's actually the accomplishment, is making it to it.
There's so many talented players, and this venue is just going to be filled between the Elite World Series that's happening now and then the Select 30 that's going to kick off in a couple of days, with obviously that golden ticket providing the ability to play in the tournament. And then, of course, the All-American games. So many great baseball games that will be played the next 3 weeks. 23
straight days of top-notch USSSA baseball at the ESPN Wide World of Sports.
Yeah, you can't beat it, right?
No. I can't think of any other place I'd rather spend my summer.
Like a Space Coast Stadium now, right?
Well, now you bring up a good point there, Bern. I guess I'm going to have to learn to adjust. Family's going to be making the move out to the Space Coast here after the first of the year, and we'll get settled into the new complex.
Well, they got a strikeout, but it's going to turn into what is a stolen base, but then they got him trying to get to third. How about that heads-up play by the center fielder coming up big, and Hernandez, he loves it. This means so much to these youngsters.
May have tried to get just a little bit greedy there. Good stolen base. He had it beat. Even with a perfect throw, he had it beat. But possibly got just a little bit greedy there. Figured he could pick up the extra base. You know, in all honesty, there was nothing wrong with staying at second. Any base hit, you're still going to score. But you know what they say, Bernie, you never want to make the first or the last out at third. Heck, you never want to make any out at third base.
That was a brilliant throw by the center fielder over to make that play. Now the bases are empty with 2 away. You know, the Gamblers, they just keep chipping away at the lead. Suarez is the batter. He's 1 for 2. Hernandez has fallen behind 3-0. Called a strike. 3-1. They'd love to get out of this 4th inning. Trailing by only 3, but they're going to allow another base runner here. This one via the walk.
You know, Bernie, I'm not sure whether Hernandez was battling with his control there, or they were just more or less pitching around him. They are near the top of the order. What is it, 2-hole, 3-hole there?
Yep.
And you know, maybe they know something. You got to realize these teams have probably seen each other a dozen times this year, both being from South Florida. So they know each other. They know each other's lineups, and they know what each other can do. And you know, maybe that matchup wasn't the matchup they wanted. Maybe they felt more comfortable here.
Well, Morant goes on to run, and here is Eden Espinal, the shortstop. With 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th inning. One and one.
I'll tell you, Bernie, we're going to have a great one tonight in the nightcap. The 13-year-old championship game. Got a Cinderella story. Going to be an incredible ball game.
There's a line drive base hit. We've already seen the Tigers from Louisiana take the 14U championship. It'll be interesting to see if the Tigers could take the 13U championship as well.
Well, the Tigers are known for their 14-year-old program. That's their, I believe, 2nd Elite World Series championship in 4 years. They captured that last night in our nightcap. But the 13-year-old program has always been the up-and-coming program, and it's going to be very, very interesting because they're actually the 22 seed.
Wow.
They went 0-2-1 in pool play and came out as the 22 seed and ran the table in their double elimination bracket to make it to the championship game. So it's going to be very, very interesting. And it'll be an all-Louisiana final at that. They'll be up against SL Select Crochet out of southern Louisiana. So it's going to be a very interesting ball game. I believe we're going to have the 3 seed versus the 22 seed.
Wow. Up and in. Two on, but 2 out. And really the entire rally being started here with 2 outs after they made that spectacular throw to catch the run over at third, and then Genesis Baseball kind of had to build once again all the way up.
Yeah, Hernandez is struggling here. He's having trouble finding the strike zone. I'm not sure that he's comfortable right now. You watch his mechanics out there. He's attempting to throw against his body. He needs to settle in, do what he knows how to do. He's done it all week. He's done it all year. And take care of business right here.
Hernandez versus Hernandez. They got him swinging. Hernandez comes up with another big pitch. And they get themselves through the 4th inning. It's 5-2. Genesis still on top of the Gamblers, still with some life. Another big strikeout pitch for Hernandez.
We are the game changers, the soldiers.
We are one and we are many.
We fight together for one common goal.
But how we fight?
Well, that couldn't be any more different.
We each have our own skills
and our own needs.
Which is why we choose these as our weapons.
A collection of the hottest tools to give us the power we strive for.
These are the game changers.
For the game changers.
We are one.
We are many.
We are DeMarini Nation.
Power to the players.
Back here for the top of the 5th inning, Genesis Baseball with a 5-2 advantage. Bernie Gunther, Matt Trevichon back with you. 5th inning of action. Crew here at Champion Stadium has been fabulous, and obviously one of the things that you are a master of is just planning out the nuances of how it's best for these games to be spread out so that you have an opportunity to obviously, you know, not only have games here for the 12-year-olds, but then they're going to pull down the fence in 30 minutes, and in a blink of an eye, we're going to have the ability to have the 13-year-olds with the defense. And I think the genius this year is he put up that temporary fence, so we've seen a few more home runs for the 13 and 14-year-olds as well.
Yeah, I think it was always a little too much to ask for 13 and 14-year-olds to hit the ball 385, 400 feet. And by putting that temporary fence in, and it's at 300 down the lines and 375 to center, so it's plenty big enough for the 13 and 14-year-olds. The biggest difference is we have had some home runs. In fact, actually earlier in the week, 13-year-old Louisiana Tigers, who we've got in our 13-year-old championship game next, one of their, I believe their 3-hole hitter actually hit the Chipper Jones batting tunnel in the air.
That's incredible.
So that was quite a shot. We've seen a few 13 and 14-year-old home runs this year, and that's good. That, you know, there should be home runs hit in every game. Now, not 1 through 9 in the order should hit home runs, but there should be home runs hit in every single game. So it's really, really good that we've got the temporary fences in. And here's the amazing part about it is we got 2 fences up right now, and then all of a sudden, magically in the morning, we're going to have another fence up.
Pulling them all up, right?
That's right. Going to bring in the 9 and 10-year-olds first thing tomorrow morning and have their championship games, and their fence has got to be set at 200 feet. So we'll have another mystery fence appear in the morning for us.
But I'll say that we've had obviously some 13, 14-year-old games played where it's the full Braves field, and obviously, as you mentioned, it's just too far out there for them to hit. You're going to have that rare case where obviously they're going to really connect and it's going to leave the yard, but it makes it so much better. There you see the fence set up already for the 13-year-old championship, and our great camera staff that's on hand, Johanna, PJ, Mike Benacasa, they've already put the camera on the other side of the 13-year-old fence, so they're planning ahead. They want to make sure that they have a lunch break in between the games as well.
There's nothing wrong with that. I wouldn't mind getting myself a lunch break today too. Haven't had one in about 8 days.
How about Keynes? Right at double-digit strikeouts here in this championship game. And he's going to see a stolen base given up there.
Well, you're the Gamblers. You're down 3. You're in the top of the 5th inning, so you got two more shots at them. You really are going to have to strike for 1 or 2 right here. You're really going to have to cut this lead down to just possibly a single run, if at all possible.
Outside corner, called a strike.
When I came in and joined you last inning, Bern, we started off, I told you, this Gamblers team, they've still got some fight in them. I know we've only got 2 innings to go, but they won't go quiet.
Frankie Ciparini down on strikes. And Keynes again. Another strikeout for Keynes.
Is that double digits in strikeouts for him, Bernie?
And he's got 10 now in the contest as he paints the outside corner there. Important spot here for the Gamblers. Runner in scoring position. They've added a run in the 2nd, a run in the 4th, trying to get a run here in the 5th. They've kind of done the every other thing so far, but they need to get 2 in a row here because they're starting to run out of time. This one grounded right back to Keynes, and an easy play.
He is pitching a gem and fielding a gem.
Nolan Thompson, the pinch hitter, is retired. A lot of tips of the cap for Keynes today.
Well, any game where the pitcher's got double-digit strikeouts, that is a tip to the cap right there.
And he's going to get a ground out here to end the inning. Pinch hitter comes in. And they get Nolan Thompson, and then Chris Diaz grounds out to end the threat. And it's a quick 5th inning for Ryan Keynes. Genesis Baseball cruising along, leading by 3.
First started swinging Marucci bats when I was in AAA. I needed some bats to swing, and I heard about Marucci at the time, so I gave it a shot. I mean, just the difference in the bats were amazing. You know, it felt so good in my hand, it felt like an instrument almost. My name is Andrew McCutcheon, and I swing Marucci. Check out Big League tested and approved Marucci products now.
Welcome back to the USSSA Elite World Series. Bernie Gunther, Matt Trevichon with you for the bottom of the 5th inning. Andrew Ray, Blake Bickerstaff, Will Hinson, the USSSA MVP in turn, running replay back at the home front in Beer at USSSA Space Coast Complex in a brilliant 4K control room that you've gotten a chance to see.
I got the official Bernie Gunther tour of the control room, and I was really impressed. I don't understand what all those monitors are on the wall are for, or what all those buttons on the desk are for.
The monitors they're just there for show. You know, you come in and you just see a bunch of TVs with pictures on it, and you're like, wow,
it looked good to me.
Here.
It did. Actually, the whole, that whole complex, all the way from the home plates being set in the ground there at the A quad, all the way up to the control room. Everything about that complex is just top notch, and the world is going to be impressed when that complex officially opens later this fall. It's going to mean a lot of different things for USSSA. As they say, the next chapter in the 50-year history of the association. It's going to be very, very interesting.
Kansas is the batter here, and the outstanding pitcher draws a walk, takes the pitch outside, ball 4, and Kansas gets aboard. And so the Elite World Series next year, that's going to be the venue. You're going to come and go, as opposed to heading 30 minutes from the airport to ESPN Disney area. About 40 minutes from the airport is going to get you out to the Space Coast, and you're going to get the Cape Canaveral, the rocket launches, and the beach and all that stuff as well.
Yep, we're going to make the move next year. We're going to, in the opposite direction, of course, when you leave MCO, Orlando International Airport. You go west to get to ESPN, Wide World of Sports. Well, now you're going to go east, and you're going to get to the Vieiro/Cocoa Beach area, which Cocoa, by the way, is the closest beaches in Florida to Walt Disney World.
Yep.
So, it's a short, I think it's 35, 40 minutes drive, so if you want to do the parks, you still got that option. The greatest thing that I foresee about Space Coast Stadium, and for people that have never been in Central Florida in the month of July, they have to understand is it rains every day. And Space Coast Stadium, hundreds of thousands of square feet of artificial turf, which artificial turf basically means no rainouts. So, unlike on a natural turf facility, after the rain stops, you usually have to sit and wait 30 minutes to an hour for the fields to dry naturally, let Mother Nature do her work. Then you got to throw down the turfus or the game saver, the field cosmetic stuff. To get back playing. So you go to a 30 to 45 minute rain delay becomes a 2.5 hour fiasco.
And we've seen that a ton here. If you can get enough rain here at this complex, it can shut you down for hours.
If not the rest of the day.
Just waiting for the dirt to dry, essentially.
Right. And at the Space Coast, at the Space Coast complex with all the synthetic turf, as soon as it stops raining, within 5 minutes, you're back out on the field playing. I was actually at at Space Coast Stadium proper, the new national offices of USSSA, and we were in a monsoon last Friday, a week ago yesterday, and I actually watched it rain for an hour and a half, nonstop, just pouring. And when it stopped raining, in 5 minutes, there was no standing water anywhere on the stadium field.
Well, and right now, the USSSA Pride, for those of you that obviously follow the governing body as a whole, not just baseball, but obviously a big component in fast pitch, big component in slow pitch softball. They also had a huge basketball national championship here as well a couple weeks ago. The Pride are the first inhabitants of the new complex. They have moved over. They're playing in the championship stadium, as you see a ball that's bobbled on the infield here, and they're not paying attention. It's going to allow another run to come in to score. That's got to be disappointing if you're Palm Beach Gardens.
They've played a great game. few hiccups in the first inning, but they've played rock solid since then. And to see these types of little mind blunders happen here this late in the ball game, it can be very disheartening for a team. Hopefully they'll snap back right here and give us a thrill here in the top of the 6th. Of course, they got some work to do here.
Ciparelli's throw way off the line, and it allows a run to be scored. And you can tell Genesis baseball, they're feeling it here in this championship game. Another misfired throw is going to score another run. And now it's 7-2. You want to limit your miscues, and obviously you want to take advantage of as many miscues as you can.
Yeah, the second baseman was a little late getting over there to the bag. Not sure if he picked up the bunt rotation or not. The throw was wide also, but these are not the type of miscues you want to be making in the bottom of the 5th inning.
See Connor Connor Hensley, I should say, out there running. Just the first out. Here in the 5th, the runner Hensley advances over to 3rd.
You were talking about the pride, Bernie, and being the first inhabitants of the Space Coast Stadium. You know, a lot of people don't know the Space Coast Stadium was actually the spring training home for the original Florida Marlins.
Right.
And then they moved their spring training facilities, and the Montreal Expos became the Washington Nationals, and they took over the Space Coast. And now a multi-million-dollar renovation to the facility is taking what was once a professional spring training stadium with 5 minor league diamonds, so 6 fields total. Natural Turf has turned it into a 15-field, all synthetic amateur complex. So it's really going to be something to see, and we're really excited to be able to move the Elite World Series to the Space Coast.
Got him for out number 2.
Well, that's exactly what you want your relief pitcher to do. There in the bottom of the 5th inning, Matty Davis took the hill, and he is trying to pitch around a few mistakes of his defense, and ain't no better way to pitch around mistakes of your defense than strikeouts.
There's a mistake there. Wild pitch. Makes it 8-2. 3 more in for Genesis here in the 5th inning. Nothing but smiles on this Genesis side as they've taken advantage here.
You know, Bernie, you were talking about the All-American games a little bit earlier, and lo and behold, if our lead scout from the All-American games didn't just pop his head in the booth, say hi, and away he goes.
And Dan Stone, he's a jack of all trades for USSSA, does so many big things.
Logs about 150,000 air miles a year. traveling coast to coast with his
Not always the
scout
most
team.
direct way.
Not always the most direct way. Although, I'll tell you, Bernie, very interesting. Did you know that you could fly from Orlando to Memphis, Memphis to Dallas, Dallas to Houston and never change planes?
I didn't know that. Probably on Southwest is my guess.
Southwest, yep. You can do it. You can do it. Him and his team did it this year. I didn't even know you could do that. But they do, that scouting team. They log a lot of miles, spend a lot of time away from home and away from their families, just to bring that whole All-American program, to fruition for these kids.
Well, Davis gets a strikeout, but Genesis does some work in the 5th inning as they push across 3 runs. They got an 8-2 advantage, headed to the 6th inning of the 12U championship for the Elite World Series.
Challenger.
Uh-oh. Seems kind of heavy, don't you think?
We might need to cut this up.
Out of 0, pretty light. I don't know. Maybe the other side?
That should even out.
That should make it right.
Yeah, out of 0, 1-0.
Next competitor.
Time to get the cutting on this one, too. Still no comparison.
No way the coach is letting me on the field with this.
Might be in the dugout with it. We can go one more. Ooh. Get a couple curls in.
You about to get big out here.
Big but fast though.
Out of 0.
You can cut some off for that.
We're gonna cut the tongue and everything. No comparison.
Still rock bottom.
That just happened.
Lighter the cleat, faster the game. It's no competition. I'm out of here. Enough said.
Welcome back to the USSSA Elite World Series. They are all fired up here in this championship game between the Gamblers and Genesis. It all started early on with 4 runs being pushed in the 1st inning as Genesis took advantage of a couple of mistakes by the Gamblers. Hernandez came in to make the play. Mule with a solo home run. But Genesis fired up. They added 1 more in the 3rd, 3 more in the 5th, and that's where we find ourselves here as we begin the 6th inning of this 12U championship. Bernie Gunther, Matt Trebuchet back with you.
Bernie, do you smell that food?
Yeah. One of the most talented wife cooking in the Trebuchet family. I can't go overall on my side.
The most talented chef in all of USSSA would have to be my wonderful, beautiful wife, Melissa, who cooks dinner for this staff each and every night. And that's in between the time she spends on social media.
She does a great job.
That she does.
One away. Got a ground out to begin the inning. There she is enjoying time here at the ballpark.
There she is. She has to spend her summers here too.
Hi, Mom.
Send money. Nice snag.
Another big out. 2 away now. They are feeling it, aren't they?
They are. You got to realize, Bernie, with USSSA, our season starts on August 1st. So the 2017 season that we're still in started August 1st, and it's actually going to end July 31st. So you got to realize, these kids started playing. They probably played their first tournament in August. And it's building up to right now. 6th inning, Elite World Series, championship game, 2 outs. You got a 6-run lead. What could be sweeter for these kids?
Well, you got Mule at the plate. Bernavides takes a strike, and now Brian Cainzos is one pitch away. One, two, foul away. We'll have to wait at least one more pitch. Cainzos, the 1-2. Missed upstairs, it's 2-2.
You know, Bernie, with all this high-tech equipment you've got in the production studio, I'm just looking for some kind of like strike zone thing there on the screen.
We're working on it. Okay. Called strike 3, Cainzos! They're the Elite World Series champions.
Complete game with, I believe, 11 or 12 strikeouts, 11 or 12. I need to confirm that, but a complete game in the championship with 11 strikeouts.
What a moment. Cainzos and company. This is what it's all about. 8-2, the final score here in the Elite World Series championship game.
And you got the team showing the sportsmanship, shaking hands after the game. You see players from both teams hugging each other. These kids know each other. Some of them probably go to school together. And what a great, great day for the Genesis Baseball Club. Been a great week for both these teams. The Gamblers, like I said, you got to remember the Gamblers had to play that extra game. And you can guarantee that that extra game came into play today from a pitching standpoint, because that is 6 innings. That's 6 innings that team had to throw today, or throw yesterday, that the Genesis team didn't have to throw. That makes a big difference.
Well, it's a spectacular win, and the good news is we have another incredible game upcoming with our 13U championship. Will the Tigers win it again, or will it be a Cinderella story? That's what we're going to find out in about 30 minutes.
Number 3 versus number 22. I've never seen that in the championship game in the 14 years that I've been running this event. It's going to be a good one.
We can't wait to watch it here from Champion Stadium. We will have more USSSA baseball coming your way. Genesis Baseball celebrating as they win the USSSA Elite World Series 8-2, the final. Cainzos and company are elite champions. More to come from Champion Stadium. Stay with us.